I've shared a bit about the various ways that nonprofits can generate revenue and fundraise in other videos, but today I want to show you a real-life nonprofit fundraising model in action. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Amber Melanie Smith. I am a nonprofit founder and executive director who makes these videos here on YouTube to help folks who are aspiring to start a nonprofit or some other social impact project get going. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. And if you're looking for more help and guidance on how to start a nonprofit, check out my website, foundertofulltime.com. So I have just arrived at one of my favorite spots. It is a nonprofit restaurant called A Place at the Table. And one of the super cool things about this organization is that it generates a good portion of its annual revenue from an earned income strategy known as a pay-what-you-can model. We're going to chat with my friend Maggie Kane, who is the founder and executive director of A Place at the Table, to learn a little bit more about how this works and get some insights for any of you who might be thinking about starting a nonprofit using an earned income pay-what-you-can strategy. Let's go. I want to start out by hearing more about you. Tell us all about A Place at the Table. What is this place, and are there other places like this around the world?
Yes, it's so good to be here. I love this. A Place at the Table is truly the coolest place ever. I don't just say that because I get to work here every day. It's awesome, and the model works. So we are a pay-what-you-can nonprofit restaurant. What that means is we look and feel like a regular restaurant, but we're a little different. So when you walk through the doors, like I said, you see a regular restaurant, you see fun photos on the wall, you smell good food, but then you get up to the register, and all of our prices are suggested prices. So people can choose to pay that price. They can pay more and pay it forward. They can pay less because some weeks are just harder than others, and all you can do is just pay a couple dollars, or you can pay by volunteering with us. There are over 30 pay-what-you-can cafes across the country, in several different towns and different states, and all pay-what-you-can cafes are different, but we share this pay-what-you-can model of suggested pricing.
So it's a way of generating revenue to sustain your mission, but it's accessible to everyone.
Yes, my hope is that a lot of folks who start businesses moving forward, or even folks who have businesses now, can add a pay-what-you-can model to it. I think it's critical. I think it's important. It makes it a place where everyone is welcome, where everyone is able to come and be a part of it and build that community that we all need in life.
Especially now. And you're right, there are other nonprofits out there with a pay-what-you-can earned income strategy. I've heard of dental offices, medical gyms,
photography.
Right, because it really allows people of all means to participate in the community building, like you said. And as a nonprofit, talk to us a little bit more about how that brings in revenue. I know, you know, when you were first starting out, there might have been some skepticism from people who just didn't understand the model about if this was really going to work. So has it worked?
Absolutely.
What does the map look like?
Heck yeah, it works. It works, and it is. Honestly, we never thought it would work. We are against the odds, but it does work, and it's because the community supports it every day. It is easy to be a part of because you get to walk in these doors, and if you are someone who has means, you are able to pay just like you would go to any restaurant. It's an easy way for one, you to feel good about yourself, two, for you to support the community because you get to buy the cheddar cheese grits you're going to buy anyway, and then pay it forward for someone else. So our budget is 60% of our annual budget comes from cafe revenue. So that is anyone who is paying for their meal, that is then coming through the doors and buying their cinnamon roll or buying their salad, right? And then 40% of it comes from fundraising. So we're very fortunate to have a revenue stream coming through the doors that is not just fundraising.
And I think that's interesting and something that's really important to consider if you are considering an earned income strategy with a pay what you can model. It doesn't necessarily mean that all of your nonprofit revenue is going to come from that pay what you can model. A good portion of it might, but as Maggie said, she still has to do some fundraising. And to talk a little bit more about that, how do you cultivate those relationships with donors to bring in that other 40%?
Sure. And the pay what you can model is awesome too, especially in this cafe setting, which I think it could be in a lot of different settings, like I said. But it's so neat because we get someone to come through the doors, to come because our food is good, and they buy a cinnamon roll. And then, exactly, but then they keep coming back because they like that cinnamon roll. And then we're able to build that relationship with them. We're able to start to get to know them. We're able to fundraise or to friend raise versus that fundraise that you've talked about in other videos, right? We're able to really cultivate these relationships with people using this model. So they may have just bought their cinnamon roll, but they're eventually going to become one of our donors. They're going to buy into what we are doing and want to be a part of it on a larger scale.
What you're saying is food is the way to a donor's heart.
Heck yes. I mean, it is to you, right?
Absolutely.
The Pop-Tarts and the lattes.
She knows.
But it's true. Food is our tool towards bringing people together. And so here, in this pay what you can model, everyone gets to be a part of it. Folks who pay for their meal, folks who don't pay for their meal, people who volunteer here, people who pay it forward, or people who just donate from across the country because they believe in what we're doing.
Okay, so I've seen it with my own eyes. I know that this works. I've seen your success, and I've heard of the success of other nonprofit restaurants like yours, but everyone who runs a nonprofit knows it's not all roses and parties and puppies. So I want to hear a little bit about the hard stuff. What are some hard lessons learned, especially about fundraising in this way or this revenue model? Share a little bit more about that.
Do you have like 48 hours to go through the list of hardships? No.
2 minutes.
I will tell you all of the positive, amazing things that have happened far outweigh every single hardship we've been through.
That's good.
So I will tell you that 120%. I think the number one, aside from opening a restaurant, all those hardships, and aside from starting a nonprofit and all those hardships, right?
You have to do both.
We have to do both. So that first, right? So aside from those two things, of just two very difficult businesses that fail every day, doing that.
Right.
Aside from that, I think it is getting people to believe in what we're doing and to understand. So for years, we built this for years. For 4 years, built this concept, brought people to the table, friend raise versus fundraise, right? Really told the story. But for years, and still to this day, we've been open 3.5 years. People think we are a soup kitchen, so they do not come. There's this misconception that this is a place just for folks who are poor, or this is a place that, oh, I can't eat there because they're not going to be able to feed all the other poor folks if I eat there, right? So there's this misconception about what we really do here and what the pay what you can system means, because it's confusing and it's not done a lot. I think that's been the hardest thing that we have done, is proving to people that we are legitimate. We're a restaurant for literally everyone, and our food is solid. Like it's not a soup kitchen. So right, so like you want to come and eat here, and that you get to be a part of it by eating here too. So we still face that every day. I think it's something we're going to face forever. But what the positive is once you get people through the door, you've hooked them. They've seen it. They've witnessed it. They see it with their eyes. So it's really just that's the hard part. But once they're in, and then they get to go be your ambassadors in the community, talking about what you're doing.
And we've talked about this in past videos too, is this idea of inviting people in and showing what you're all about, giving them an opportunity to participate and be a part of it. Because you're right, sometimes you have to see it to believe it. And I would say that's really, really helpful. And just if anyone out there is thinking about starting a nonprofit and potentially using this earned income strategy, this pay what you can model, what advice do you have for them?
Ooh, people with, that have had that experience. We're not reinventing the wheel, right? So, and I think the second thing is just find folks, and you said this in your videos, but find folks that have skill sets that you may not have. Because this model is so tricky. When I first started this, I needed multiple people to look at the financials and work through that, who have done that before, who have done tricky accounting, right? And then our business is a restaurant, so found folks that understood the restaurant like first and foremost. That's the only thing they're experts in. Not the only, but you know what I mean. That's what they're experts in. Pulled them in, and so all of us came together, and we're better together.
Yeah, I think that's really helpful, and you're right. I have mentioned finding people to complement your skill sets in past videos, and if I'm being completely honest, Maggie, I learned a little bit of that from you.
Oh, that's nice. No, I mean you do it too every single day. But it makes the journey more fun when you're doing it with other people, not alone. And two, you're just able to accomplish a lot more. You're able to grow your business more. You're able to affect more people and have more of an impact when you have everyone at the table working on it together. Literally.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Maggie. I'm so excited. Thank you so much for participating in this video, sharing your insights with my audience, and just appreciate you.
Well, we appreciate you. These are awesome. So helpful.
Thank you. So now I want to hear from you. What do you think of the pay what you can revenue model? Do you think it might be something that you'd consider for your nonprofit, whether you are starting a nonprofit or serving on the board of directors or supporting a nonprofit in some way? Share in the comments below. As I mentioned before, don't hesitate to check out my website, foundertofulltime.com, if you're looking for a little bit of extra materials or training on how to start a nonprofit. And if you've seen my videos before, you know what I'm about to say, but don't forget to check out my Facebook group, Change the World or Bust, where myself and almost 2,000 other change makers from around the globe are gathering to talk about our work and how to encourage each other along the way. I hope that you liked this video. Don't forget to subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you next time.